let's read some queer novels and queer romance books. June may be over, but Pride is 12 months of the year. So let's read some LGBT books to celebrate queerness in the world. There's a number of reasons I wanted to do this video. One of them is that I want to diversify my own reading more. Another one is that I want to diversify the reading that is done on the internet more, because the content I consume and the books I read mostly are straight romances, and there's no reason for that. There just isn't. There's high quality queer romances out there, way better than the straight romances I'm reading. So that is why I thought we'd read some queer romances this week. Additionally, my third reason for wanting to do this video is that the politics in this country right now are insane, and I don't stand by that. And so I'm going to read queer books for all the kids who aren't able to in schools now. I'm going to read queer books for the Navy ship that was renamed. I'm going to read queer books in protest of the anti-queer agenda. And you're gonna watch me do that, because I will stand within and for queer people until I cease to exist. That's just it. My dryer just stopped, so we officially have time to talk. I started Glitterland. This is, actually don't know what this is. This is a queer romance, queer British romance with mental health representation, which is originally actually why I had picked it up, because it has mental health representation. But I thought it would be fun to read this for this video, because honestly, it is a queer romance, and it's also a physical book that I had on my shelf. As we know, I'm trying to get physical books on my shelf read. She's the same person who wrote Boyfriend Material. These books? I did not realize that. I'm enjoying this so far. I do have to announce a modern tragedy. However, I thought the character, the love interest, was gonna be a fleeting character because he's written with an accent. Do I love it? Kinda, yeah, actually. But also, is it like absurd? Also, yes. I'm staying with a mate. Like literally, I'm staying WIF, a mate, with. I'm staying with a mate. And like, so here's the thing about that. Am I hearing it in his accent? Yes. Is it giving Essex accent? Yes. Is it maybe gonna drive me insane? Also, yes. So that's what's going on here. I'm on page 61 right now, and I'm actually enjoying it, finding the mental health aspect of it very relatable, and just minding my own business right now, having a little time to read some queer romance. So, woohoo! I'm gonna get back into this, continue, because I'm like, honestly, I was only gonna read a couple pages, just like start it right now, and I'm kind of hooked. Like, I do want to just keep going, because I feel like it's flying by, and like, there's only 300 pages in this book, so not too crazy. I'm excited to read this though. And like, I'm liking it so far more than I thought I would. And I think I'm gonna find it to be very relatable at the end of the day. So, let me continue with this. quirky. This book is so fast-paced and so addictive, I'm gonna be honest. Like here I'm thinking, I don't really want to keep reading this. I'm kind of bored. And I'm just flying through it. Like I'm on page 192 now. So I'm right there. This is the fastest I've read a book in like a long time. I hate to say it, but the writing with the British accent, I'm used to it now. Listen, I'm not sure this is gonna be like highly rated by any means, but I am enjoying myself and I will be finishing it. I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying it either. Anyways, yeah, I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not like loving it for any particular reason besides that it's entertaining. It reads like a fan fiction, to be honest. So I'm just gonna mind my business and keep going with it. The other update, you will have seen me start this. You will notice that I'm 50% through. I'm not. I fell asleep right here in this exact spot last night with the audiobook playing. I wasn't vibing with the audiobook to begin with, so I think I'm gonna call this a soft DNF and not continue with the audiobook here. I just returned it to Libby because honestly, the writing wasn't doing it for me in audiobook form. I think maybe if I tried it in written form, like if I read it physically, that would be different maybe, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm going to continue with my life reading other books, such as Glitterland. So I will be reading this for the next foreseeable future, so don't mind me while I'm doing that. I finished Glitterland. This was absurd and weird, and that guy did talk in that accent the whole time. But tell me why I liked it. I think it was so different from anything I've read in a long time, and it felt, as much as it was like about a very mentally ill person, it felt very happy and safe and calm and like a little safe corner of the world. Like this story felt like a safe corner of the world where two guys love each other. Two people love each other so much, and that's all that matters. Would I recommend it? Maybe. Would I ever reread it? No. Am I happy I read it? Absolutely. Like I said, it was different than anything I've read in a long time, so I think it was very outside of my comfort zone, which I think was really good, honestly. It was so refreshing to read something different and outside of my comfort zone and not the same stuff over and over and over again like most straight contemporary romances are. It felt so good to read something different. Like that point blank period, that's what it felt. And now I do want to read these, like the boyfriend material and husband material books. Glitterland by Alexis Hall was a solid 3-star. Now, moving on. The next book that I'm going to read for this video is going to be The Pairing by Casey Mcquiston. Now, I was never gonna read this, and I don't know why. So I've read the majority of her books, if we're being honest. I loved Red, White, and Royal Blue. That was fully like a 5-star read for me. I read One Last Stop. I read One Last Stop, and I didn't love that as much. I do like the story, but it is like magical realism, and that's just not for me. Never has been, never will be. I also read, I forgot about this. I read I Kissed Cher Wheeler, and I loved that book as well. So I'm not sure why in my head when I saw this came out months ago, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna read that. Because then I pick it up, I don't know what it's about, I start reading it, right? I'm like 10% in. It has like, that was a knife in my chest. This book was a knife in my chest. So this one is about, so this is a second chance romance, queer second chance romance. I think, I really wanna say they're both identify as male or identify as like, use he, him pronouns. I don't really know though. Actually, I've been wondering. Whatever. So it's like a second chance romance where this couple, Theo and Kit, they bought tickets when they were still together to go on this food tour in Europe. And they broke up before they could go, and so they each got a voucher. And like come, you know, years later, they're like, they both use this voucher to go on this trip again. And then they get on the trip and they see each other. And so now they're on this like European food tour together. And obviously like things go from there. But a big part of this book is that one of the main characters, Kit, had left Los Angeles, where they had both lived, and moved to Paris, like right when they broke up. And so here I am thinking I'm not gonna like this book. I didn't know any of that going into this. I start reading it and I'm like, oh my God. As someone whose love of their life left them to move to Europe, this book was made for me. Like, I'm 10% in and I've highlighted so many good quotes that like hit me square in the chest. Let me pull up some. He'll laugh about it tomorrow, and every person I take to bed from now on will be fighting his ghost for my attention. It's one thing to share someone's life and then find yourself spectating on it. It's another to watch him live the dream he left you for. Sorry, in case you wanted a view into my soul, you just got one. That's my soul right in there. Anyway, like I said, I'm 9% into this. I started reading it yesterday. I can't believe I actually like ever set it down, because I was reading it on the treadmill, so I had to, but like the way I wanted to just keep reading and reading. And so now that's what I'm gonna do today, is read this, because that's all I wanna do. Like, I just wanna sit and devour this story. I didn't realize this was like a European summer type of vibe. Like this, honestly, perfect queer summer romance, because it takes place in Europe, talks about travel, talks about good food. What more could you possibly ask for? Nothing. So anyway, this is the next book I'm gonna read. I had Solitaire by Alice Oseman on my list of things to read for this video, and I was really excited because I've always wanted to read that. But then I Googled it and became aware that I can't read Solitaire until I finish the first 4 Heartstopper books so I don't get spoiled. And so then I returned it to the library because I was like, well, I'm not gonna finish all 4 Heartstopper, like 2 more Heartstopper books before I finish Solitaire, because this video is not just reading queer romances. I want it to be reading LGBT romances, and like I want to not spice up, but like get representation from all different points of the community in this video and in my reading experience, obviously. This book is evil, and I'm serious, because all I want right now is to get on a plane to France and fall off the face of the earth and never come home and eat cheese and drink wine forever. And that's what this book is making me want. I'm sitting here trying to figure out like what I'm feeling about this, and I don't know. It's hitting like 2 inches left of my heart. It's almost fatal. It's the type of wound where you get to the hospital and they say if it had been 2 inches to the left, they would have died. That's how this book is hitting me. Nearly fatal. It's making me kind of go crazy because there's some sort of European vacation magic, European travel magic in this book. It's making me feel like deep emotions, but also it's bringing me a lot of joy and literally makes me want to buy a one-way ticket to France. Right? Like, I'm not kidding when I tell you I texted CJ and said, next summer we're due another trip together in Europe and I want to do the like French countryside. Anyways, I'm 29% in, obviously grappling with how this book is making me feel. I want to also say, I believe, well, let me start with this. Something that's interesting about this book is that the main character, I believe, is identifies as a woman, but it's really like androgynous and very like hard to tell, because honestly I couldn't tell you if I'm for sure that the main character identifies as a woman or a man or neither. I'm not entirely sure if that is part of the plot or if that's just a thing that was like slipped in under the rug or whatever. I love it. I love it because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me if Theo is a man or a woman or how they identify. It doesn't matter. All that matters to me is the like astonishing writing of the beautiful food descriptions, beautiful like you can picture where they're at and how much it makes me want to be there. And on top of that, you feel the like love between these two people and you feel the betrayal within their relationship because the fact that one of them left and how different they are. And Sorry, also my dryer is going and I just realized now that you could probably hear that, but we're not stopping for anything. Oh, my dryer just stopped. And I'll never understand why it matters to people, because these are just two human beings who love each other and who are experiencing the world together. And it's so like baseline human. And there is no reason to care if the main character identifies as male or female or neither or both or I don't know, anything. There's no reason it matters. It doesn't matter, actually. And I think I kind of love that aspect of it. And I don't know if that was the point or if that's just what I'm taking from it, but I love how it doesn't matter. And it reminds me that like you read these straight romances and they have all these tropes, and I think maybe sometimes people think, oh, well, queer romances aren't the same. They don't have the same tropes. They're different. They don't have the same je ne sais quoi or whatever that like straight romances have. And that's just not true, because at the end of the day, these love stories are not dependent on gender. They're just not. It's just at the base two people who love each other and who are falling in love. And those two people can be any gender. Any combination of genders. It does not matter. And that's like what I needed to remind myself of reading these queer books and these queer romances, is that at the end of the day, all romances are about people, and so there's no reason not to read queer romances. And also, there is every reason in the world to consume queer culture and queer media, because the way there's like a kernel of hope in my heart that's like blooming into something larger. I think I get so stuck in this like heteronormative mindset that like romance books are man and woman, and that's not true. And there's so much more, on another note, to reading than what Book Talk says is good, which is just going to be straight romances. And I'm missing out on beauty and wonder and amazement in the world to ignore queer media. All that to say, this was one of the best things I've ever done, and reading queer books is something I forget to do, but also something that I forget holds so much value in my life when I do it. So that's all. I'm about 30% through the pairing. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm literally loving it, but I'm liable to buy a plane ticket right this second, actually, if we're being honest. I officially finished The Pairing by Casey Mcquiston. And this book, solid 5. No, why did I say that? Solid 4-star for me. It could have been a 5-star had it not kind of dragged on with the descriptions of things, I felt like. But other than that, it like hit like a bullet wound. It hit like a bullet wound to my chest, okay? Like it was there. I'm sending my boyfriend screenshots of like highlighted bits in this because of genuinely how like close to home this hit for me. Next up, because these are on my physical TBR, I'm going to read the 3rd Heartstopper book, and I want to read Solitaire so bad. And I mentioned earlier in this video, I believe, that I couldn't read Solitaire until I read the 3rd and the 4th Heartstopper books, which I own the 3rd and the 4th Heartstopper books. So I figured might as well get into them as queer romance, a gateway to solitaire, and knocking books off the physical TBR. It's like a win for everyone, right? So let me get into Heartstopper Volume 3. So let's get to reading this. Hello, people. I hopped on here to say that I'm feeling terrible physically. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna read the 3rd volume of Heartstopper. I did start this yesterday because I took my car to get fixed. except for there's nothing wrong with my car. So I just took my car in for no reason. But I took my car in yesterday and got 94 pages into this in a quick like 20-minute span. So I'm gonna like plow through. I actually hate that I just said plow through. I'm gonna sit here and read, is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna sit here and read Heartstopper. We'll see you later. Okay, I'm back in my little corner. I hopped on to say what you missed was me finishing the 3rd and 4th volume of Heartstopper. And that is where I'm gonna leave this video. I was gonna read Solitaire, but I just don't actually really want to right now. I wanna like move on to a new video and start editing this one. So that is what I'm gonna do. Thanks for coming to my little LGBT queer reading vlog. I want to do more of these, to be honest, because a lot of the stuff I read was really wonderful and a little bit outside of my like normal comfort zone. But anyways, I just hopped on here to say goodbye. I've not rated the Heartstopper books yet. Don't know that I will, but that's all. Stay tuned for more content from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.